Quiet on set.
Camera.
Rolling.
Sound.
Speed.
And action.
Film nerds, good friends, and old roommates get together to talk about
books.
Welcome to the Film Nerd Book Club.
We can't wait for you to read with us.
Is this recording?
Welcome back, Spicy Disasters. Welcome to another episode of the Film Nerd Book Club. We have Sonja, Tameca. I'm not going to be on your side pretty soon if you keep making fun of me. And then we got Josh.
That's not how it works.
Tameca's about to lose all her friends tonight.
No, man, this sucks. I hate everything. We're reading stupid Mexican
Gothic.
By what's her name? Silvia Moreno-García.
By Silvia Moreno-García.
Shut up, BB. Getting real tired of your shit.
Okay, fellow Spicy Disasters, we read this week chapters 10 through 18, and I have to say we're still going slow. Everything keeps building up, everything is just telling us more details about the town and what's going on. So in chapter 10, Francis actually was the one who took breakfast over to Noemi's room, and they decided to meet up later in the library so he could show her the spore prints of the mushrooms that they were talking about days before. Then, of course, Florence walked in while they were talking about that, and that's when Noemi was like, I want to assist in chores, and Florence then took her over to like, here, you're going to polish the silver that we have from Silver Mine. Then in chapter 11, we see our third really creepy dream. That is when she's walking through the hallways and everything is muscles and veins. And that's when she sees Ruth with the rifle. They walk into this room that there's like the silhouette or something that resembled a man. Ruth went over, killed the guy, walks out to the hallway, looks at her and says, I am not sorry. And then that's when she was like freaking out. Ruth kills herself, and then she wakes up and she was actually sleepwalking. And she was in, actually she woke up in Virgil's room. And she's just standing there.
No. That's not when she woke up in Virgil's room.
No?
No. She woke up in the hallway close to Howard's room. And that's when Virgil finds her.
Virgil was the one who woke her up. That's the dream that he woke her up.
Yep.
So she was still like freaking out because she was disoriented. And she goes, whoa, I'm sleepwalking again. Apparently she used to sleepwalk when she was a kid. Now this whole thing is making her sleepwalk again. So she was thrown off by that. Then Francis takes Noemi to town. She goes straight to the healer's house, to Martha's house. She gets the tea, and she also gets the tea of the family.
I see what you did there.
I tried. Then of course she goes over to the doctor because she started having this rash on her wrist, and she's like, I don't know what this is. She goes over, he cleans it, puts a bandage and some cream on it. Then she goes to the post office, sends a letter. She stops at a small shop to get cigarette and to buy cards, which, by the way, these are the cards that she buys. They're also known as briscas in Spanish, and they're also known to be used for like fortune telling other than the tarot cards, which is really cool. So she then goes back to the house, and I believe it's next morning that then Noemi goes to see Catalina. They sit down. She's like, I got a present for you. And she takes out the pack of cards.
I think it was the same. No, I think it was the same day because they went to town early during the day.
Okay. So then they go back to the house, and then she goes straight to Catalina. And she's like, I got a present. We're going to play some cards. And then I also have the tea. And Catalina got really excited. And she grabbed a silver spoon that she was hiding in a drawer. And she took 4 spoonfuls and she froze. And Noemi started freaking out. And then she started having a seizure. Noemi runs out of the room, calls for help. They come back. Florence and everyone else kicked her out of the room. Francis goes to get the doctor. He comes back, and then they all go to Noemi, and they start blaming her for the seizure. And she's like, "It wasn't like I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on.
I have done nothing wrong ever in my life."
And everyone is pissed off at her. So that's when
Well, because they found the tonic in her room.
yes. So then
The tonic, which was not in fact a tonic, the tonic was an opium tincture. This bitch was getting high.
This bitch.
well, it was more of herbs, like natural herbs that she like Martha was giving
Well,
her.
well,
to be
well,
able to
well,
sleep.
Well,
Herbs.
we're told it was opium. We don't
That's
Mexican
what the doctor was saying.
Gothic.
Okay.
Sorry, herbs made me laugh.
herbs. They were supposed to be herbs. But the doctor says it was opium. Who's right? Who's wrong? Who's a lying sack of shit? We don't know yet. Let's find out.
We don't know. Okay, so after that event,
The white folk.
Well,
Damn.
I said it.
You just came out. You just said it. You just said it.
You're not even white.
Doesn't even go here.
I'm half. They're half my people.
Well, on that note, continuing with the
On
story.
that note,
Okay, so the next day, Noemi, desperate to see Catalina, she tries to.
we were going so well without nonsense, and I was just letting Sonja go forward with the description, and here
Were
we go.
you though? Were you though? Did you look at your nickname?
That's
she
okay.
did miss so many important things, but it's okay. I'm gonna let her go. Keep going.
We're gonna go back to all those. We're gonna go
Okay.
back. I just want to
Stop EBing her and let her Sonja it up.
EB, it's called a summary, not retell everything that happens at every single moment of the book, because like they can just read it.
No, but to be fair, he had a point about the first dream because that wasn't important.
Yes, I did miss that one.
We're gonna
I
cover like
confused that
3 different dreams. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
continue.
Yes. Which after that whole incident, Noemi was desperate to see Catalina the next day. She tried distracting herself and she couldn't. Like she tried reading books. She then decides to go out to the cemetery and try to like see what was going on. Then Francis walked up to her and was like, "By the way, this is the second time that's happened to her, so it was not your fault." So then that's when she was like, "Oh, so they've been lying to me." She's been okay, so it was not my fault. Something's going on. They're not telling me. Then that night, that's when she had the other dream that it was when she went outside and instead of the cemetery, there was like a flower garden, a rose garden. She went by and then she saw a woman giving birth, but there was like this audience around her and this little girl and a man just sitting in a velvet upholstered chairs, just viewing like a theater, like a show. So the woman gives birth and the man yells, "Death overcome." And he goes over, grabs what she gave birth to, which apparently was like a gray lump of something.
It was a giant tumor.
Yeah. So then
The
the little
tumor,
girl.
Yeah.
Then that's when the little girl walks over, covers her face with the white cloth, and like suffocates her.
Smothers her.
Yeah. And then she was again sleepwalking. So she wakes up and then she goes back to the room. that's then when we see the next day, Noemi was like, I need to go to town again. This time Francis goes with her. They go to Marta's house. They can't find her. So she's like, let's go to the doctor because I want to talk to him about my sleepwalking. But then no, not the sleepwalking. She wanted to talk about the seizure that Catalina had. So she gets there, talks about that. He's like, it doesn't have to do anything with TB. Like, I don't understand what's going on. And then that's when he checks the wrist, but then her rash had completely gone away after like not even 2 days.
I think she was wearing the bracelet that Marta gave her.
Yes.
But then everything happened because she took it off.
Yeah. Then we see her, they go back to High Place. Virgil then calls Noemi and he's like talking to her and saying like, I'm sorry, I didn't want to be so rash. That's when he mentioned that he was once married to the doctor's daughter and got a divorce, and she had like 4 miscarriages. She left him. And then that's when Noemi walks out of the room, sees Francis walking in, and Francis like completely ignored her, goes in, shuts the door. She then runs to Florence and's like, it was my fault. Please don't punish him. Don't yell at him. Like, it was all me.
Wait.
I was the one.
Did she leave him or did she die?
No, she left him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she had 4 miscarriages and she was like, I'm like, we're not meant to be together.
For some reason I thought she died.
No, it says that she abandoned him pretty much after the 4 miscarriages.
Gotcha.
They divorced.
Mm-hmm. And then let's see, that's when after that Noemi was able to visit Catalina, but then she was not able to see her by herself. So Catalina's like, you should read me that book. And when she opens the book, there's a piece of paper. So Noemi grabs the paper, stuffs it in her pocket. Florence then comes in. She goes, you're bothering your cousin. She needs to rest. Get out. So then she leaves, goes to her room, reads the paper, and that's when she sees that it was a piece of Ruth's diary. I can't speak.
A page that seems to be from a diary written by Ruth. Yes.
There we go. English words. I can't do them today. And then...
And then...
And then...
No! No, and then!
And then...
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 No, no, and then!
Can we cast Sean William Scott in any roles in this book?
As who?
All of them.
Francis?
Oh,
he just
could
has to
Francis.
lose all of his muscle mass.
He might be a dedicated actor. You never know.
Maybe.
I mean, he might have already done that. We haven't seen him in years.
I don't know. He could. I think he's in a TV show of some sort that I have not watched. But man,
Is it Netflix?
What do you mean? I'm suspiciously quiet. I'm not sus. I was an admin.
After everything we've been through.
Do we even know what chapter we left off in Sonja's summary?
Yes. Chapter 16 is when at the end she wants to, after she reads that page, she wants to talk to someone and goes to Francis's room. And that's when she notices that he's an artist, that he's a poet, and he doesn't have a sitting room like Virgil's room has. And
we also see that she starts to get a little bit more infatuated with him because of how different he is compared to all the other men she's met in her life. And that's also another scene I'll touch upon later because it also has a favorite moment. But go on.
Okay, to just finish the last 2 chapters that we read, she goes back to her room. She can't sleep. She decides to take a hot bath, even though Florence has said no hot baths. And what just happened?
Wait, Evie?
Well.
Sorry, that was funny.
Well, here's where the creepy the creepy dream happens.
Well, it wasn't a dream though.
Well, yes. What do you mean it wasn't a dream? Now I'm confused.
In the last chapter?
No, in chapter 17.
Oh, never mind. I jumped ahead.
Wow.
No, in chapter 17, that's when she was trying to like fall asleep. She decides to take a bath, and when she's taking the bath,
Oh, that dream, yeah. Oof, yeah. Okay.
yeah, out of nowhere, she starts seeing this presence walk in, and she sees that it's Virgil, and she's like, "Excuse me, go away! Like I'm naked, I'm taking a bath," and he just gets close,
Bum
grabs
chicka
her.
bow wow.
That's
Gives
one
her a
way to put
kiss.
it.
In a very creepy way.
Yeah. She was between I
It
need
went-
to stop this.
It went from
I can't
horrified.
move.
It went from horrified to desire, and that's the part where it was
In
kind of like.
No, she was still
Yeah.
horrified, but she wasn't
No,
sure
she's-
why she was also feeling desire.
It was both. That's
Yeah,
what I
that
read.
ain't
It was like
life
a
in a
horrified
nutshell.
desire.
Scared is the best way to be horny. Oh,
Yeah, that,
It was yeah.
Equally horrified and
Tameca,
Well-
we need to talk.
all I, wait, what? What? It distinctly says she was in between, like horrified, and it was between horror and desire. And then she mentions that early. I'm not gonna go into the thing. All I know is that all I know is that my observations of the shitload of mushrooms that keep appearing throughout this book have completely taken a completely different symbolism than I was expecting.
Yeah.
So, a lot of dicks. A lot of dicks. A lot of dicks. All I gotta say. A lot of dicks. So,
To finish the dream.
to finish a dream.
She then, after that whole fiasco started, she then looked. Distracted by names again.
Oh God. Oh, what are we even
That's-
doing here?
I don't know.
You can do it. Keep going, Sonj. Keep going.
Well, the dream ends up of like her watching like this random egg and a snake comes out. Then she was like wrapped in a weird cloth and she like rips it out, but then like rips out of it. But then she finds herself inside a coffin. And then that's when she wakes up and she was sleepwalking and she was in Virgil's room in like her bathrobe, like half naked, half white in his room. And he's like, "Why are you intruding? But here, let me give you a towel and some wine." And she's like,
it's like, oh my goodness, you're wet and cold. Let me get you a towel while I'm at it. Here's some wine.
And
Let me just,
liquor you up.
you know.
so
This
it
will
made
warm
it
you.
way creepier. Then she runs away, goes back to her room. She
I hate
falls
that scene
asleep.
too.
It
Me
was
too.
extremely creepy. Goes back to her room, finally falls asleep. She sleeps through the whole morning. Florence is the one who wakes her up with lunch. And then she then decides to walk around the house. She goes to the library, grabs some books. She grabbed random books, didn't even read the titles when she goes back to her room. One of them was about Greek and Roman mythology, and she reads about Persephone and how Hades dragged her to the underworld. And then
You guys remember the Hercules?
we're
One
gonna
of my
insert.
one of my all-time favorite moments of us is when Phoebe said Hercules.
Which moment are we talking about?
Hercules.
Why can't y'all like remember my better moments?
They're not
Oh
as
God,
funny.
it was so good. Anyway, what were you talking about? Sonj? Not Hercules.
Well, not Hercules. Well, that's when just to finish what we read. I mean, that was a really to finish, she then realizes that the mold in her room was moving, and she gets closer and she hears some bees buzzing, and then she gets burned by the cigarette in her fingers. She yelped.
Bad.
Yes, it is. Do not smoke and stay in school. Thanks. So,
Says the
that's
girl who
when
doesn't read the books.
hey, I actually read this one. This one's good. And this one doesn't have a movie, so I'm liking it.
Is it good?
I'm liking it.
It's fantastic.
Have you gotten to where we are? Because
I just read one chapter.
I just feel like when I finally get to where you are,
That was
I'm
the
gonna have.
chapter.
I mean, it was good.
See, Sonja gets it.
Like I just needed to actually watch it. But to finish chapter 18, basically they have she gets burned. Florence comes in and she's like, "Why are you yelling?" She's like, "I'm not yelling." The Virgil comes in, and then that's when she says, "I'm leaving," and Virgil goes, "Well, we're having one last dinner," and that's where we left off. So go for it.
Lodix. Okay, so
And then
how? First of all,
I'm sorry.
good job, Sonj.
Good job,
I tried.
Sonji.
I tried.
That was amazing. Now I gotta go through all these notes. Not that many. I rely on. So, how do we feel about these characters after reading these chapters now? Specifically, the Doyles.
Oh.
Do we have
I still
any?
like Francis. Francis is still the only one I like. All of them.
Do we have any more sympathy for? Well, not Virgil anymore. I'll get to that in a moment. Florence is definitely a big old bitch.
You're right. I'm on team bitch now. She's a bitch.
You are a mean girl. You're a bitch.
I really want Francis to just burn the whole place.
It's just
with Howard and Virgil.
It's like where do we begin? Florence had me have a little bit of sympathy when she discussed it was kind of sad her view on the fact that when she discusses how she doesn't like Noemi talking to him and talking about the city, and that Florence wants Francis to accept his lot in life, living in High Place, just like she did, because she had the experience of leaving and coming back, lost everything also. So I kind of felt bad for her. I still don't think that's an excuse for her attitude,
or her motherhood. She's
a hater.
Francis out and be like, "Go experience the world, not stay here and you'll die here." It's like
haterade.
Also, and Francis, this poor repressed child who just wants to leave, and he recognizes that High Place is evil. It is a hellhole. It needs to be burned to the ground. It needs to be destroyed. There's a quote that he says that sums up his feelings and what High Place is, and it's a very good quote, and I enjoy this quote. And if you entertain yourselves for a second while I find it real quick.
What are you eating?
I'm gonna snack on some soft baked banana bread.
Never mind.
I'm sorry, I don't have nerds or slushy or hot dog.
Here we go.
A corn dog.
Oh.
When he was having a conversation with Noemi about
technically it's a hot dog.
When Francis was talking to Noemi in the cemetery, and they were discussing why Ruth didn't just run away, and then he says, he says, "It's the house." Francis murmured, "It wasn't made for love. The house. Any place is made for love." Noemi replies, "Not this place, not us. You look back 2-3 generations as far as you can. You won't find love. We are incapable of such a thing." And that pretty much sums up the entire
Doyle
family.
Just burn it up.
Burn
it up.
Just burn it up. And the same thing when Marta is spilling the tea to Noemi about how that place has the what was it? Do you remember Sonji? What she said? The mal de aire. Is that what she said?
Yeah, mal de aire.
Hakuna Matata.
¿Qué pasa, Mufasa?
Directly translated,
Okay,
directly translated, it means bad air. But she was pretty much describing how places of evil have this heaviness to the atmosphere, and
yeah,
that's
she
pretty
talked
much
about the evil eye and how like
Mhm.
places have like bad vibes and they like stick to those places. So it's like a combination of like the places, the people in it, and everything around it. So
and that's pretty much what the house is. That's how she describes the house, and that's what Frances recognizes the house to be. And the tea that she spilled, really quick bullet point, we find out more about what happened all those years ago. That the epidemic that killed out the workers, it actually started with the workers on the house. I feel that's a very important tidbit. The fact that it started at the high place construction and then spread to the miners. That's important. That also
I thought it was the
killed.
other way.
Yeah, no, when she explains it, it began with the workers of the house, then it spread to the mines. So I think that also adds in a little bit of importance. Now I gotta fix what you said. So that's rude. That's rude. That came from Jess. That's Jess being rude. That's not me.
Okay.
So
like play with her hair.
Howard's first wife, Agnes, dies due to that epidemic. Another thing about Agnes is the fact that she has a statue in the cemetery. And
Another thing about Agnes is her name is Agnes.
Agnes.
She never stood a chance. The poor girl.
Oh.
We're not against any of the Agneses in the world.
No, Agnes is a lovely name.
It's so funny.
Well, according to our producer, I pissed off all of Germany when I said who names their kid Wolfgang. So honestly, I think you're fine with just Agnes. So my apologies to Germany.
There's way less Agnes in the world than Wolfgang.
But I feel like Agnes is a name you can. Agnes is a name you can get away with more. When you're like 50. So
yeah, it's like an older lady name.
It's like whenever you find like a 13-year-old named Dolores, you're like that doesn't seem right.
That's when you call her D.
Yeah,
because she's cool.
Yeah,
it's like what's up,
Converse.
D? Hey. So I find it weird that Agnes gets immortalized more in the house with a big old statue instead of Alice, since Alice was married to Howard for so many years and Agnes was only married to him for less than a year. He barely knew her. And the fact that the statue in the cemetery has a plaque that says mother, even though she never gave birth to any kids.
No, but she died pregnant.
Well, she did die pregnant. That could be a connection, but it's still kind of weird how we see more epitaphs for Agnes more than we would see Alice.
There was a quote in the book that says, in a sense, all dreams foretell events, but some more clearly than others. So it's possible that her dream was actually accurate and the person that died in the cemetery was Agnes and she did give birth to something.
Satan.
Am I the only one that picked up this?
I mean, I thought about it when I reread everything today, but
it didn't occur to me, but shit, you are right there if that was in fact Agnes in the clearing.
It was also they said that because Alice was younger because it was a while before he married her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking,
is she the one who put the white over?
Yes, I'm thinking she killed her sister.
So she killed her sister to marry him when she grew up?
They married cousins, guys. It can't be that weird that she murdered her sister.
They married cousins. What makes you think they won't murder their siblings?
Well, but
I really liked the quote, "You can't change the essence of a thing. That is the problem."
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
There are really, really good quotes in here. Oh, Josh! What chapter were we on when I said that quote that I was waiting for you to get to? Are you around? Are you there?
Hi. It was around like chapter 12 or 13. It was when Noemi was having the seizure.
It was something along the lines of it was after she had her episode. Catalina had her seizure, and Virgil had said something along the lines of like, I should slap you or something, and she was like, if anyone in this room is gonna get slapped, it's not gonna be me. No,
Oh,
Virgil
no,
said
actually,
that to her.
never mind. They both said it. They both said they were going to slap her. So either way, never mind. Yeah. I know
No,
what
but
you're
she
talking
said
about.
that line to Virgil because Virgil was like, "I should slap you," and she said, "If anyone in this room is gonna get slapped, it can
Yeah, you're right.
not me." Woo! I
To
was
be
like,
fair, everyone in
"Yes!"
that room was about to slap
No,
somebody.
they were
so.
in there. They were in there alone, just the two of them for that one.
No, I'm thinking back when Florence said that I should slap you line that happened earlier. I'm not wrong. I'm just trying to figure out where the moment was. I agree with
What
you.
an
You're right.
easy thing to say. I'm not wrong.
I just got it mixed up. Okay, Jesus. Ah. So, yeah, Agnes goes bye bye.
It's more like,
It's-
how do you
it's-
smother somebody?
just like that.
I don't have.
Just go with it. Just
So-
go with it. Just go with it.
Whatever. So for a little while, things were a little bit better. Howard, the Doyles were definitely assholes to their workers, but they got paid. But then
And
that was one of the things that Martha mentioned that they were like.
environment.
I mean, they got paid
They were
and they
getting
got
paid.
silver.
I mean, the workers for the house were being treated better, but whatever. They're assholes. Asshole white people to Hispanics. That's just what was happening. So, but then years later, when he finally married Alice, things went to shit. Because then he said, I'm going to stop giving the miners their pieces of silver along with their payments. And the workers are like, hell no.
Puñeta.
Exactly. Puñeta. I'm not sure how some Puerto Ricans got into the middle of in Mexico, but that's fine. But
There might have been some worker there.
there might have been like, but
one Puerto
exactly.
Rican needing money.
It's like puñeta. I think he was miscasted. Okay, so
Sorry, he was
So-
brown. I don't know. He
well,
lied
so
on
whatever.
his resume.
So the mine.
Puerto Rican, Cuban, Mexican, Italian.
You speak Spanish? That's all we need. Thank you for coming.
Depending on makeup, Asian.
Ooh, no, that's not gonna
No,
fly.
that's 100% true because my aunts do look Asian, even though they're 100% Mexican. I'll show you. I'll send you pictures later. I'll show you.
Proof.
My aunt straight up looks Asian.
Next episode, Tameca goes to Ancestry.com and we find some news.
Oh, I already did 23andMe.
What?
I know where I know all my.
Where you
goods.
from?
Why was I
What?
going to say goods? I don't know why. Move on.
Okay.
Agnes.
So
Agnes.
anyway, so the miners were like, hell nah. This dude Aurelio pretty much started a strike that led to an armed confrontation, and a few days later Aurelio was mysteriously found dead. No one knows exactly why.
He started a riot.
But
And then
But
he
it's the
was
way they
found
found
dead.
him. The way they found him that was
Stitches
interesting.
get
The way they found him all bloated and deformed, and he looked like he died of fright, which is already
Yeah.
that's a red flag. Red flag. So years later, the whole Ruth thing happens. Ruth is betrothed to marry her cousin Michael, but unbeknownst to the Doyle, she has fallen in love with dun dun dun. Benito, Aurelia. Who the fuck is Aurelia? Aurelio's nephew, who has ended up working at the house. And of course, Howard finds this out, almost kills his daughter. Later on, Benito.
Yeah.
Okay.
He disappears.
Disappears, and it's described in the book that when he disappears, practically nothing changes.
I know where my goods are from.
What?
I would. Give me a reason. Give me a reason, and I'll start one right now.
So to wrap this part up at least, the wedding is gonna go as planned, except that Ruth decides to drug everybody and kill the fiance, to kill
her aunt's
her
uncle,
aunt, her
mother, shot her father, but
shot
he
her
didn't
father.
die.
He lived, and then shoots herself.
Yes.
And that is
She-
the story.
She missed
of
Virgil because Florence had
tragedy.
hit them.
Mhm.
Okay. Hello, friends. I'm gonna jump in here because I want to talk about Ruth. Because this was the only part of the book that I've enjoyed so far. When they were all like giving us the tea on the family, I was like, yes, this is juicy. And then we went back to like the horror stuff, and I was like, nah, this is not for me. But so when Noemi had her first dream with Ruth, that was like the first time that I realized that Ruth's name was Ruth, and like that rang a bell in my head because in the Bible there are these two characters, one called Ruth and one called Naomi. And basically,
Son of a bitch, this is all coming to me. It is all coming back to me now.
yes.
So many years of private school just came rushing back. Oh, how did I miss this shit?
Continue. Tell the story.
Really good. Okay, so here's the story. Here's the gist of it. So in the Bible, there's Ruth and Naomi. Naomi is Ruth's mother-in-law. They come from two different like people. So Naomi is an Israelite and Ruth is a Moabite. But Naomi's son marries Ruth, and then both Naomi's husband and Ruth's husband die. And Naomi tells Ruth, go back to your people, and I'm going to go back to my people. And Naomi tells Ruth that she will not depart her, and that her people will be like, she says, your people will be my people. So that she like swears this oath of loyalty to Naomi, and tells her, I am going to be like one of you now. I'm going to abandon my people altogether. So now the thing about that is that the Moabites are descendants of Lot's daughters. And here's where it gets like really interesting, and here's where I realized that everything was being done on purpose, is that it's not just like random like sons and that Lot's daughters had. The Moabites are descendants of incest, because the Moabites are children that Lot's daughters had with Lot. So it's an automatic parallel where the Doyles are like this incestuous people, and Ruth falls in love with a Mexican. And then she wants to leave the Doyles and go be with a Mexican. Now, to bring this all together, in the Spanish translation of the story in the Bible, it's Ruth and Noemi, not Ruth and Naomi.
Take a look at this. Jesus Christ.
Son of a bitch.
Too much.
Exactly, son of a bitch.
Too much.
Well.
God.
You know, incest and cousins.
Religion, am I right?
Wow.
You know, I forget how amazing the Bible is for literature. I always forget that.
For the what? Oh, literature.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. You know, because stories. Stories.
Okay, we're not going to get into that right now. Very insightful.
Come back for more insight from Tameca.
Cause stories. Awesome. So.
Not just hair on this head, folks. Not just hair on this head.
On that note.
So,
Evie, you're good?
Yeah,
are you okay?
I'm gonna tread back a bit, back to these characters, but I'm sorry, just Joshua came in here and I'm just right now.
Distraught. Well, pull yourself together.
I really like this book so far. So
Happy for you.
Yeah, you can squint over there. It's fine. Things. Oh, okay. So we talked about. I was gonna say Virgil. Virgil, a dick. He had me.
Dicks everywhere.
He had dicks everywhere. Dicks everywhere. Metaphorical dicks, literal dicks, physical dicks. Just dicks.
A lot of
Dicks. So
dicks everywhere.
there's gonna be a dick calendar in this episode, isn't there? Of course there is. So yeah, Virgil had me in that chapter when he was talking about how after he pretty much yelled and reprimanded Noemi.
Spanish lesson.
When he reprimanded Miss Taboada.
No, you said it right, Noemi.
About almost killing his wife. When they start talking about why Catalina is all depressive and distraught, maybe even suicidal, definitely suicidal. I don't even know at this point.
Well, he did say that Noemi blamed him for everything that she's going through. And he goes, yes, it is my fault that she fell in love with me.
Well, yes, I'm going to get to that. That's what I wanted to get to.
Oh, well, hurry up.
This is when he tricked me, the son of a bitch. So pretty much what happens is that Virgil feels guilty. Well, he says that he feels guilty because Catalina married him thinking that... Okay, I'm not looking at the screen right now, so what did I miss?
Look at your name.
I see it.
But the funny thing is that I read Jess's first, and then I looked around.
No, Josh was like losing it the whole time, and I'm just like, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for everybody else just to get it. Very good.
Anyway. And now I lost it, son of a bitch. Okay, here we go.
Going back to Virgil?
Yes, back to Virgil.
Daddy Virgil.
Oh, no. No.
Can you never say that again, Mika?
Can everybody stop gagging in my ear?
That was the worst you could ever say in your life. Never say that again.
I'm like hitting all-time lows tonight. All-time lows.
I'm at an all-time.
Let's just move on. Different character. Who do you want to talk about now?
So to pretty much finish that discussion, I did feel bad for him when he felt guilty that she was pretty much depressed because he married her and brought her to this place, and they start, and he had me there. It's like, okay, but then a few chapters later,
did he have you there?
And his inappropriateness with Noemi, the creepiness of when she first found her sleepwalking and leading her back to her room, and the whole, my clothes look good on you. It's like, nope. Never mind. You're totally like not there.
Wait, how come we can't hear Jess? We can't hear Jess.
Oh, I'm not actually talking.
She's not talking.
Oh, okay.
Me and Sonja are having a conversation.
Oh, like her lips are moving. I can't hear her.
And I don't know. It's like I want to feel bad for Florence and Virgil, but then they do something where I'm like, no, sorry, fuck you. Like, seriously.
He likes to talk, and he likes to
talk. That's why that line she says later on. That line she says later on in the chapters about how he's only nice when it benefits him, kind of thing.
Correct.
It's like, yeah. So I'm no longer believing anything that fucker says.
No, and every time he's like, "Well, truce."
I know.
Yes. He is gaslighting her, and it's one of those that it's like, why would he even say truce? Like every time he says that, she's like, "But we're not at war." Like, why are you saying, okay, you want to be nice to me now?
So at the end of the day, Daddy Virgil gaslit me. So
why did I say this?
Fuck him. So
When he did what he did?
No. What? God. Sucias, all of
Virgil
you.
would be your type, though. I feel like.
Why would he be my type?
Phoebe, honestly,
like
I've changed it like 6 times to different iterations.
This is the third
of the
one.
same thing, and you still haven't like noticed.
Because I'm looking at my notes.
Because you're thinking about.
Nope, nothing's weird here. That's about right.
That sounds about right.
I want to go to talk about Francis real mad.
Me too. For the love of God.
Francis, he's a cutie.
I know, poor guy.
Poor Francis, who just wants Howard to fucking die so he can be free.
I think he just wants everyone to die so he can be free. He wants to try drugs and get the hell out of there.
He does legit tell her to like not trust anybody in the house and just fucking leave.
He also kind of says that he wants to light the place on fire. So.
So he's the one Doyle have all the sympathy for because he deserves so much better. And I like the fact that Noemi is Noemi. I like the fact that Miss.
You sound like me.
I like the fact that her main character is very much infatuated with him for all the right reasons, and that I find it kind of cute. So, and we learn more about him, all the things we learn about his upbringing, his childhood. I like the fact that when they're having that secretive discussion in his room about the ghosts and the hauntings and her trying to contemplate what could be going on, how she just shuts her up by talking to her straight into Spanish.
Yeah,
talk about hot. I'd be like, whoa.
I was surprised. I was like, wait, Francis speaks Spanish? When
Because
does it happen?
We already knew that.
He spoke.
Up.
He spoke to her at the beginning,
but he
and never again.
Like a full conversation with her like that.
So when she's in the room,
they don't speak it at High Place, which is why.
That's why it was shocking when he busted it out.
I mean, but the way that he did, though, he was like, okay, shut the fuck up.
But like
in Spanish, it was like, oh, wow.
Okay. How's that? It's like all David Bowie.
Daddy Francis.
No. I draw the line there. I draw the line there. Too far.
We've already went as far as we could go. This is somewhere in the middle, honestly.
No,
I think it's more of sub Francis, not Daddy Francis.
Yes. But in Spanish, Papi Francis.
No!
Sub Francis, Francis in English. Papi Francis.
No!
In Espanol.
No, Papi. No, Daddy, no, Papi. No. He was not the sperm donor guy. Not the sperm donor. No.
You know what I find very disturbing is that
you say Daddy?
Before, yes. No, because before this book club started.
Oh, do you like saying Daddy?
That phrase would never ever leave my fucking mouth. I swear to God.
No. You can't blame this shit on me. You can't blame this shit on me or Sonji or anybody.
Yes.
All right?
No, wait.
You guys.
What phrase? No, wait. What phrase? What phrase? What phrase? Because
should I say it again? Should I say it again?
We don't say it.
See?
No. Evie!
Look who's ready to jump in.
He's the only one. He's the only one that likes saying it and hearing it.
I'm a product of my environment.
That's bullshit.
No,
you're bullshit.
It was. I have to say, it was not my fault. It was Evie's fault.
We've only brought out what was already there, waiting to be set free.
Where did Jess go?
She is out.
I'll be back.
She is out.
Okay, while she's out, because I don't want to waste too much time with that. Get to a few of these things.
Yeah, we're already like an hour and a half in.
But yeah, I like that scene when she's talking about trying to decipher different hauntings, whether it's ghosts that we willed into existence or telekinesis from somebody. And then obviously she hit a nerve with the discussion because Francis definitely knows something. tells her to shut up in Spanish, starts talking to her about you're really, really clever, you're smart as shit, girl, but you gonna die if you keep going on this path. So you need the GTFO right now. That's not exactly how he said it though, but that's essentially
Spanish.
That's what he would say if he was like a Philippa.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right, do a Philippa and GTFO exactly. So
yes.
We gotta make an acronym for Philippa, and that'll be like our little like. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. What would Philippa do?
What would Philippa do? It's like GTFO. That's what she'd do. Burn the house down and get Francis and go. And
hide all the evidence in the meantime.
No, just burn it. Just burn all the evidence.
Another thing about that scene that's important and something that's been established in the whole book so far is the oddity of the acoustics of the house, of how sound just carries. That also explains like maybe the voices that are heard, why Catalina's always talking so low, why Francis is always talking so low. It's like the house literally hears everything. All right, and that's and it echoes and it's creepy, and I love it. And it's just the whole house has been described as the central villain here. That's also the moment when she got herself burned with the cigarette. It says she yelped, and then Florence comes in, and then Virgil's comes in, and they're like, "Why did you scream for someone?" And she's like, "I did not scream." Exactly. Like, also, what are you doing here? Get the hell out. Also, the fact that when she went to go check on the cigarette burn, there was no burn at all. That just disappeared from her hand.
Just like the rash.
And also, it's very important. This is the first time we've encountered something happening where she wasn't, in fact, dreaming. She was, in fact, seeing something happening for real in front of her, which was the mold moving and luring her in. And that's when, like, shit's getting... This is the point in the book where shit is really getting serious, because now this shit is happening while she's awake. And... This is what that's why when I got to this point in the book, I'm like, oh, this shit's gonna get good, isn't it? So, well, they don't. These
making a lot of sex noises still.
These two don't agree, but yeah, she's back to the mold, back to the mushrooms, back to all the symbolism, all the things creepy about the house, the snakes, and it's all coming together here, and it's creepy and crazy.
I wanted to say something about the snake, because when they went to the greenhouse in the previous video that we watched, that section from like the first 9 chapters.
Stop
it. Wow.
Why?
4K.
Wrong way. Okay.
That I wanted to point out.
Hang on. Here we go. Why? So, sorry, Sonji. Point it out. What did you want to say?
When Virgil and Romeo are talking in the greenhouse, he says that the snakes are... We lost her.
346 minutes later.
Wow.
Okay, I'm over it. I'm done. It's out of my system.
Okay, so
I'm about to take my sweater off.
Take it off, girl. Just take it off.
I'm about to.
Sonji, what did you want to say that you wanted to point out?
I'm sorry.
Virgil said that the snakes were as above as below. So, in that normally when it comes into like
scary movie.
Yeah, like the witches and witchcraft and all that, they always say as above, so below. So it's always like, it also made that comment, and yes, take it off. So I just wanted to point that out, that maybe possibly the snake could be the curse, or like the main thing that like sustains the curse in the house. Or in the family.
Sorry, you can insert so many different mummy clips here.
This is cursed. That is cursed.
Everything's cursed.
Everything's cursed. You know, Jess. You know.
How many times did Tameca made you watch it?
No, I volunteered to watch it with her every time.
No, she just has really good taste. God.
Okay, is that what we're
Not
talking about?
everybody in my life is forced to watch great movies. Some just know that a great movie when they see it.
That, I mean, yeah, that's true.
Also, another thing I wanted to add is the third dream she has. The one where she's the creepy one with Virgil. The one where Virgil
the
comes
creepy
in.
dream?
Oh, that's
The one where Virgil comes into the bathtub and
Did we already talk about this?
Yeah, we talked about it.
No, there's something about
not the detail that he wants to point out.
No, not even that detail. This is also important. It's also important to mention that also the fact that before she even got into the tub, she also noticed that the mold, that's the same mold that's present in the rest of the house, is also in that ceiling. So there's definitely a presence about this mold. This is more than just.
The house is moldy. They just has to burn it up. It's just they're
So
just dying in there.
another thing is, again, she notices the flecks of gold in his eyes that she's noticed sometimes in other situations or in dreams. The mold in chapter 18, she describes it as having also shades of gold. So another connection between that mold of the house and maybe
Like
some
the-
of
like
the mold in Virgil.
something. There's exactly something possessive almost. It's like it's something to do with the supernaturalness of the house. Another big thing with the house is the real villain here. So it's all connected. All connected, girls. All connected.
Sounds like The Haunting and Rose Red and like all those fun movies.
Some bullshit I'd never watch. Are we
also-
gonna read Christmas? Are we gonna read like a good hearty Christmas novel
Maybe.
to make up for this?
I also want to bring up my favorite moment when
Like a
when
Nicholas
Noemi.
Sparks book.
I think you're all gonna agree with this part. When Noemi decides to finally throw away politeness in chapter 18 when they come visit her to the bathroom, and she just straight up looks at Florence. Hang on, I have the quote right here. When she comes in, it's like, "Are you smoking again? It's forbidden." And then she looks at her. It's when Florence first comes into the bathroom to check on her.
I get the quote. I want to know about the accent.
It's forbidden.
Okay, you're gonna have to know something about me. You're
Florence's
gonna have to know something about me. I don't do accents. Some accents sound like other accents, and if I try to do one accent, something else. I don't do accents. I'm sorry. All right. So why are you smoking when it's forbidden? That's the one I used. There you go. So, and then she turns to her and goes, "Yeah, I think the more important question is what the fuck is going on in this house."
Yeah.
And Florence was just like, "What the fuck did she say to me?"
Yeah, she's like language.
And then Noemi just grabs her by the arm and just like stares her the fuck down. And it's like she has had it. This is the breaking point where she's like, "I am tired of this fucking freaky deaky house and I want some fucking answers."
Freaky deaky house.
And I thought it was such a good moment. I'm reading the book and I'm like, "Oh shit."
So this is the episode where Evie's mind is on the freaky deaky. You'll
Yes,
hear him say Dix about a million
obviously.
times. And I was not paying attention to most of the conversation because every time Dix was said, I stopped paying attention.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thing.
The only thing I want to add is that I find interesting that the Greek story she's reading at the end is Persephone about being
Hercules.
dragged into hell and eating the poppy seeds and being chained to it. So I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with going on with the house and being in the house and being chained for the house. I don't know. I'm looking for symbolism where there might be any symbolism.
Are there any? What do you guys think it's gonna happen? Well, you guys have started reading ahead, so I'm guessing that Tameca and Jess are not gonna like the ending of the story.
I'm thinking I'm gonna like the ending.
So you're hoping for a good ending?
I don't know if good is the right word. I think Josh said earlier satisfying. I'm hoping for a satisfying ending.
Okay.
That's the most we can hope for, to
That's
be
all
honest.
That's all you can hope for.
So,
But
Wow.
no, like I said, the problem that I'm having with this book is that I'm not consistently enjoying it. I'm not consistently hating it. So it's just kind of like, I don't know where I'm going to end up, but I feel like overall I'll be fine with it once it's done, but I probably will never read this book again.
Well, to contrast that, I've been consistently enjoying this book, and I think
I'm gonna read this every Halloween.
I've been enjoying it with every chapter. It was a slow burn, but now towards the end, it's starting to get really interesting, and I'm hoping that we're not completely done with the dreams, and we're about to see some real.
Well, she's starting to see them
awake
while she's awake. So this is getting intense because it normally starts with dreams. Then
this is bleeding into to reality now. So I'm hoping to see more spooky. A word that Joshua has kept on using while he's been reading ahead is Lovecraftian, and I promise you, I can't get any more. I'm not gonna say that word. Never mind. Forget it. Point is. Every time he says Lovecraftian, I get a little bit more excited because I love that kind of shit. I love that kind of horror.
Weird. What's happening?
And I like this kind of horror, and it thrills me and entertains me. And
with the amount of times he said dicks, and then you said every time he says Lovecraftian, I get excited, and I just there's so many options.
It excites me.
I can't
like this whole episode, I've had that song from Rocky Horror Picture Show in my head the whole time. Yeah, that song has been in my head since he said something earlier, like way on.
No,
that is like Evie's theme song today.
Why that one? There's so much better songs in that movie, but okay.
That's you, though. Unfortunately, that's you. I don't know.
That's
just the vibe you're giving tonight.
Okay, let's wrap it up. So I'm enjoying the book. So there we go. I hope. There you go.
Really smooth, Evie. Really smooth.
I'm enjoying it, and it creeps me out at times. And there you go. I'm hoping for something really dramatic and twisty at the end.
Oh, you're gonna get it.
I'm excited to see the interpretation. I want to see what Hulu does with this.
She just wants to get to Hulu already because she can't deal with this reading crap anymore. She just give her the show.
I really want to see what's happening. I just want to see it.
Unfortunately, I feel like I'd only be able to watch it if it was PG-13, but I feel like it would not do it justice if it was anything less than R, honestly, in terms of visuals.
No, they have to
language.
Go if
they don't commit and make it as bizarre as it is, it's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
Hell, that dream with the walls made of flesh and organs itself is such a creepy.
Like it needs to be like
it's
13th Ghost or beyond.
Oh, I'm so happy you said that movie because I actually really love that movie. I really love 13th Ghost.
Well, I don't love it in the sense that I don't like creepy movies. But yeah, but in terms of committing to craziness, it committed.
Wait, what?
It's a terrifying movie.
What did you say, Jess, about 13 Ghosts?
I said that movie actually creeps me out. Like that one was a legit good one. Yeah. Not many horror movies too, but that one's pretty good. Yeah. It's always like where they just like appear right behind the person. I'm like,
yeah, but I mean, like the whole house. Talk about a creepy house.
All glass everywhere,
and especially when things are behind, like that they don't see, but they.
Ooh, just like the Haunting of Hill House.
No, I'm just thinking of the when the door goes down and he gets sliced in half, and you see upside down. Yeah.
All of it was bad. Anyway, if they don't commit to that level or beyond, then it's gonna be shit.
It's gonna suck. You see, that's why
the only way I'm gonna be able to watch it is if it's less. Why did I just streak? Because it makes me nervous. That's why.
I like 13 Ghosts, but I think that it needs to be way better than 13 Ghosts. It needs to be way better. I mean, 13 Ghosts is a fun movie.
Or Beyond is what I said.
No.
13 Ghosts or Beyond.
No, it has to be Haunting of Hill House or better.
That's if we're gonna compare it, if we're gonna compare it to like a modern Gothic thing going on right now of a haunting, that shit is good.
Yeah,
So,
I haven't seen the new one. I
me
haven't
neither.
seen the Haunting of Bly Manor, so
Me neither. But yeah,
it's on my watch list.
it's
Me
I
either.
tried. I haven't. I've watched like an episode or
I've
two,
watched
but I
Hocus
just
Pocus
haven't
twice.
really
this
like.
season, though.
we've already seen Hocus Pocus like 3 or 4 times this month. At least I have. It's always on Freeform, so I'm just like, okay,
Why not? It's Hocus Pocus.
why not?
The best
It's Hocus
movie
Pocus.
ever. Okay, so do you guys have any other predictions, thoughts on the book? Yes, no, maybe? Okay, so I'm gonna take that as a no.
There's gonna be more dicks, more mushrooms, more dicks.
Well,
Mushroom, snakes, phallic symbolism all over the place. Dicks. So
on that note, that is a wrap for this week's episode. We will be reading the last 9 chapters. And
The last 4 chapters.
shit's about to get more spooky, everybody.
Yes. So, guys, stay spicy, fellow disasters, and remember to please
Stay spicy and please stop saying
share,
dicks.
and subscribe.
Touch me.